months ago, Namibia joined more than 100 other countries at the Expo 2020 Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. And the country's pavilion has been engaging a number of avid and prospective investors and encouraged them to visit the country and explore the investment opportunities that the country has to offer. Joining us in the studio is Nangola Wanja, the chairperson and the CEO of the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board. Very good evening to you, madam, and thank you ever so much for joining us.
Good evening. It's great to be here.
Firstly, the Expo 2020 Dubai recently reached the halfway point with only 2 months to go before the Expo concludes. How would you sum up our performance so far?
I think our performance so far has been excellent. I believe that we have exceeded some of our expectations, especially in terms of visits to the pavilion. Yes, we expected quite some good visits, but so far we have exceeded visits of more than 35,000 per month, and therefore our people have been busy. We have had quite a number of events, and one of the major attractions of the events was really in November, where we held a energy and renewable energy summit, and it was a hybrid event that was attended by, for example, our minister from Namibia and other participants from Namibia, but other participants joined in the UAE. So it has been excellent. So there has been quite some good visits, but also exposure that we got from international media has been very, very good, and Namibia's participation was welcome by having dignitaries from the UAE government and others visiting our pavilion.
And talking about participation and how much it's costing us to be part of the Expo, there are perhaps some people who do not really understand why so much money had to be spent. Can you perhaps just delve into explaining the importance of our country taking part in the Expo?
Yes, it's indeed a very valid concern for somebody to think at times like this, how do we invest so much money, like 20 million in an Expo, 15 million from government, 5 million from development partners and private sector. But we believe it is very, very important for us to continue to invest, for us to continue to sowing seeds, because yes, it is at this time after the recovery of COVID, we will need our tourism sector to pick up, and therefore we need activities in our tourism sector, and we need to reach out to event places where many visitors will come. So if the number of people that just came to the pavilion, maybe let's say just about 20% of them will come and visit Namibia as tourists. Also, in addition to that one is as an investment destination. So far we were targeting to have about 60 leads from investment perspective by the time we are back, but so far we have registered more than 123 leads, and every time they register those leads at the pavilion, they communicate with Windhoek and we get our teams to follow up. So investment leads, tourism leads, and then of course learning from our people, whether it is the team that is there, whether it is various leaders that have been joining activities at the Expo to see what are other countries doing in the various, whether it is sectors, agriculture, tourism, mining, and so forth. We need to learn from other countries. And what better way to learn than to go to a place where about 195 countries are gathered instead of buying tickets to that many countries.
The one question on Namibians' minds perhaps is that how soon after the Expo can we expect a return on investment, specifically in the area of foreign direct investment leads generated at the Expo so far?
Yes. Normally, me being somebody who's result driven, I would have liked to see, yes, tomorrow you will see investment. So yes, we have generated quite a number of leads and we are following up on those leads. And also for some of us who are executives who are visiting the Expo, we are really engaging investors on a one-on-one, not only waiting for them to come to us, but many companies have got their headquarters for Africa and Middle East in Dubai. So we are meeting them. And therefore, I will say, let's maybe give it about 12 months. And why 12 months is because you get a lead, you engage investors, you get them to buy into Namibia, and then they start a project, and you need to make sure that you set up businesses and so forth. So let us see how those activities go, but we'll definitely keep track and we'll keep the nation informed as to what is the progress.
Absolutely. Lastly, there are concerns around the current travel restrictions imposed on Southern African countries by the UAE government and how they can potentially impact the country's activities at the Expo. Is this a cause for concern, and how is the board working around this?
Yes, so there is some concern. So it's definitely a cause for concern, but you have to understand that if you are in the UAE and you are attracting so many people, the one thing that you will want to do is to make sure that you contain cases such as COVID-19. So that is understandable. But what the UAE has made, and the organizers, they have made special allowances for those of us that are participating at Expo to get a special travel permit to go there. So in December, while that restriction is there, I went there to see how the team is doing, and therefore so the activities that we have planned to go to continue, we will see that we will get the permit. So there's the activities that are planned in February. We've got a busy month looking at tourism, looking at diamond and general mining, and then in March we have got our National Day, and then we have got an investment conference, and then we're also planning to have a big braai to close off the expo. So quite a number of activities planned, and yes, we do not expect COVID to stand in our way of those activities because arrangements have been made for the number of people that are expected to travel there.
Ngula Wanju, thank you so much for your time, highly appreciate it, and we wish you and the rest of the team all the best with the few months that are left at the Expo.
Thank you very much. We can do with all the support.
Much obliged. Thank you.
Thank you.